It always begins with silence. Not the kind that soothes, not the soft stillness of night when the body eases into rest, but a silence with weight, a silence that feels placed on you like a hand pressing down from above. The walls carried at first, holding their breath as though they'd been warned of something you had not yet noticed. The air became dense, elastic, vibrating in a way that suggested the house had chosen this night to wake, and you had been too careless to prepare. The kitchen was ordinary in its layout, nothing strange in its appearance, and yet every detail was wrong. The clock above the door ticked too loudly, each second a blade carving deeper into the dark. The refrigerator hummed like an animal struggling to breathe. The blinds rattled against glass as though fingernails tested their patience. You leaned against the counter, telling yourself that houses always make sounds, that pipes expand, motors strain, shadows move. But your body did not believe you. Shoulders curled, lungs shortened, and a low, primitive warning fired through your chest. The first sign was small. At 2:14 a.m., the phone lit across the counter. Screen down, sound off, no vibration, and yet the glow spilled across the tiles like a flare. You flipped it over, expecting a message. Nothing. No calls, no texts, only the home screen in its familiar mess of icons. Comfort slipped in for a heartbeat, but the relief cracked when you noticed the battery. 77%. You remembered that exact number at dinner, hours earlier. A battery should bleed even slowly, but this one had frozen, as though time itself had stopped for it. You whispered the word glitch, clung to it like a rope. Glitch, bug, update, lies you wrapped around yourself while the silence in the room inly deepened, listening to the excuses. You carried the phone into the bathroom, determined to prove something ordinary still held true. But the mirror noticed you first. Reflections are loyal, immediate, obedient. Yours hesitated. Your arm rose, the reflection followed, a fraction of a second behind. Your eyes blinked, the reflection's eyes blinked late, pupils narrowing to vertical slits before smoothing into human circles again. You stumbled back, knocking the soap into the sink. The clatter sounded like a crash too large for the room. You slammed the door and swore never to open it again. From that point, mirror